issued by Pannun to Canadian Hindu MP Chandra Arya. Pannun wants Chandra Arya to join the Indian Parliament. He says pro-Hindutva MP Chandra Arya should leave Trudeau's Parliament and join Modi's Parliament instead. A strong worded warning coming in as per intel sources as well that Pannun is a rogue element, continues and countries supporting him, will pay. Sources also suggesting Trudeau government should take action for threats such as this, and Chandra Arya is paying a price for speaking against Khalistani groups. Remember, this is not a first instance where Pannun has threatened the Indian origin MP Chandra Arya. I want to go across to Anand Narsimhan joining us with more details. Very recently we saw, Anand, Democratic senators in US wanting a strong diplomatic response as far as the entire Pannun case is concerned. But these kind of threats are not new. And intel sources most certainly suggesting that India is watching out for this one very closely. But how concerning is this for the likes of Chandra Arya, who've been extremely vocal in addressing the Khalistani issue?
This is a US national threatening a Canadian citizen, an elected member of the Canadian Parliament, to leave Canada. So what is Canada going to do about it? Can the Canadian authorities stand up for the protection of their own member of Parliament? That is a question that we need to ask. Pannun, whoever he is and whatever he is, if he is a US national, can a US national threaten a Canadian national, a Canadian member of Parliament, whatever be it? Can he ask him or can he call him names, or should the defamation clauses be used against Pannun by the Canadian authorities? The Canadian authorities and the Parliament that mourned for a Niger, will they stand up for a Chandra Arya? That's a question that needs to be asked of the Justin Trudeau government. Bharat will look at however the behavior is and what is going to be said and done. But the fact of the matter is the action and the onus now is on Justin Trudeau. Chandra Arya is a Canadian member of Parliament, a wanted terrorist by Bharat. A US national is openly threatening and trying to defame Chandra Arya, a Canadian national, a Canadian member of Parliament. What is Justin Trudeau going to do about it?
Absolutely.
Is he going to look the other way? Because then, in that case, if they can stand up and try and take up the cudgels against the world's largest democracy in the name of a wanted terrorist like Niger, can they stand up? Will Canada stand up for its own parliamentarian against the United States and ask for the arrest or the immediate gagging of Pannun? That's what we have to see, because then Bharat will then highlight the double standards that for a wanted person, a gangster and a known secessionist, you are trying to shed tears and also mourn him in the Canadian House of Commons. But for your own member of Parliament, you have not even had the spine to stand up to the Americans and to ask for the extradition of Pannun, the arrest of Pannun, or the gagging of Pannun by the American authorities. It's not been done. Nor have you initiated legal action against somebody who is openly threatening and defaming your own elected member of Parliament. Then India will have a position to say, look at the hypocrisy of Canada and the Trudeau administration.
Besides, one's left wondering, Anand, whether this can happen, these threats can be issued without the consent of the Trudeau government. But many thanks for putting that in perspective and joining us with that detailed response.